Yeah.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks to the organizers for this opportunity. I will be talking about primordial black hole formation and their evolution in non-standard cosmologies and the relevant stochastic gravitational wave backgrounds in these scenarios. I will skip the mechanism of formation and uh, the motivation behind studying PPHs as it has been discussed in many of the talks. Um, of the theoretical ingredients that lead to a PVH abundance, many talks have already discussed how large scalar fluctuations can be generated in single field and multi-field models. And there is another component that goes into the evaluation of FPPH, that is the evolution of primordial black holes, the formation and evolution in the post-inflationary epochs. Therefore, if the post-inflationary epochs have a non-standard history, then that affects the total PVH abundance. And this is exactly what I wish to explore. And a little has been talked about this already in terms of certain dips in the equation of state of the background during QCD transition, etc., in some of the talks. But I am rather interested in an extended non-standard cosmological evolution and the PVH formation and evolution in that, and the relevant stochastic gravitational wave backgrounds. So let me explain what I exactly mean by non-standard post-inflationary evolution. So there are many theoretical motivations behind considering that after the end of inflation, the background can have deviations from typical radiation domination, and those scenarios are such as slow reheating, where reheating happens not instantaneously but for a certain amount of time, or early matter dominated epochs in case of a modular domination for some certain string inspired inflation models. For them, usually the deviation leads to W lower than one third, for which the contribution to the inflationary e-folds is negative, so it requires less number of e-folds. But there are certain cases which leads to stiff equation of state dominated epochs, which has been discussed in this paper, where the equation of state lies between one third and one, for which for the stiff dominated epochs, the number of e-folds required for inflation is larger because this contribution is positive. So I am particularly interested in a kinetic energy dominated epoch that is possible in quintessential inflation models, and I will present my results particularly for that case. So in general, the relation between the mass of the primordial black holes that is being formed and the scale which due to which it is formed. So the scale enters and the perturbations collapse to form the PBH of this mass. And typically for radiation dominated case, the relation between the mass and the scale is given, but it is in general W dependent on the background equation of state. So I have also presented the similar relation in case of a kinetic energy dominated epoch, where T1 is that temperature at which this epoch will end. So typically the masses related to a certain wave number are different for radiation dominated case and kinetic energy domination. I have presented for a typical frequency that will be observable in LISA, and I explain the ranges of interest for PBH mass in my case. So the first one is as similar to many of the talks. There is a observational window opens still, um, given the cosmological and astrophysical constraints on PBH abundance. So this observational window falls between 10 to the power 18 to 10 to the power 23 grams, and we wish to explore this range. And there is another mass range of interest, which is near the solar mass, particularly motivated by the binary black holes observed in LIGO Virgo observations. And these typical masses point towards around 10 to the power 6 megaparsec inverse wave number. So for the primordial curvature power spectrum, there can be one can start from inflation, a certain inflation model, and derive a certain curvature power spectrum. But for this case, what I will consider is a typical functional form of the power spectrum. We have actually explored using a Gaussian power spectrum given in green and a broken power law, where these features and the growth in the power spectrum arise for smaller scales, and the larger scales are larger scale power spectrum is consistent with CMB. And I will explain my results only for the Gaussian case, which is motivated in many inflation theories as well. And the analysis, as stated before, will be done for two PBH mass ranges pointing towards K peak values as 10 to the power 6 megaparsec inverse and 10 to the power 12 megaparsec inverse respectively. So to compare the PBH abundance in radiation dominated or kinetic dominated case, the first input that goes into this is the critical density contrast, which is typically a quantity that depends on the background equation of state. And here we have considered uh, a particular expression for this, which has been calculated by Harada et al. In this paper using analytical approach, but matched with numerical evolution. And this states that the delta C required for kinetic domination is a little less than the delta C required for radiation dominated, which is enough for us because ultimately in the mass fraction, the dependence on the delta C is exponential, which leads to a larger mass fraction in case of kinetic domination. And therefore, we have a gain in the mass function for the primordial black holes. So the typical gain is a ratio of the mass fractions, and there is also a component of temperature ratios, which is raised to the power 3W minus 1. From here, we can already see that if the epoch lasts for a longer time, so T1 is less, then we have a better gain. On the other hand, if for lower masses which form at higher temperatures T, we have a larger gain. And the total abundance is given by this. Here I have typically plotted for a typical Gaussian power spectrum. The gain is plotted, but one can see that for the red, that is radiation dominated abundance, which is with respect to that, the green one, which is for W equal to 1 kinetic domination, we have a gain for all these mass ranges. So these are the main results of our work, where for the two Kp values picked up, we have plotted the mass functions m psi m, and for that we can see that for the green one, that is the Gaussian power spectrum, with respect to the radiation dominated mass function, which is plotted in dashed lines, there is a certain enhancement of orders of magnitude actually for the kinetic dominated case plotted as a solid line. And as expected from before, the gain is better for lower masses of primordial black holes. For the solar masses, there is also an enhancement, but the enhancement is smaller, and it is consistent with the observational constraints, which are also plotted for extended mass functions as well. So the typical AS values required to reach 10% of total abundance is given here. We can see that, for example, for the Kp value of 10 to the power 12 megaparsec inverse, we have uh, around 30% of AS is required as compared to the radiation dominated case. So this motivates studies for the stiff dominated epochs. And as the curvature perturbations are typically large for primordial black hole formation, this will always, in most of the cases, will lead to large second order and higher order tensor perturbations, because first order scalar perturbations will act as source. This has been discussed in many of the talks before. And what will change in case of non-standard post-inflationary distribution are the transfer functions. So the scalar transfer functions in first order and the tensor transfer functions will be different, for which we have obtained the omega GW spectrum in second order. And we can see that for the Gaussian case, with respect to the radiation dominated spectrum, there is a certain enhancement and a shift. The enhancement is relates to the kernel that goes into the calculation of omega GW, and the shift is because of the now the transfer function depends on the wave numbers, whereas for radiation dominated case, the transfer function is typically constant. We have also done this for the other Kp case. Here in the Kp for 10 to the power 12 megaparsec inverse, it is typically can be observed, if it is there, it can be observed in LISA, future LISA experiments, whereas for the solar mass Kp values, it is consistent with PTA observations.
Sorry to interrupt, Sukarna. I have 2 more minutes.
Okay, I'll wrap up. So we have actually the recent nanograph 12.5-year result. There are speculations, and they have not clearly said that it is a detection of gravitational waves. But there are studies have been made that if it is a gravitational wave, stochastic gravitational wave background, then what are the implications on the primordial black holes? And we have particularly explored this in for the case of non-standard cosmologies. And what we have found, not going into the details, is that for non-standard cosmologies, given a kinetic dominated epoch, it is uh, abundant PBH formation and is not consistent in a kinetic dominated epoch with nanograph data, considering that it is a gravitational wave background second order. But it is possible in typical dust-like scenarios with W equal to 1/9, although the consistency is better if the primordial curvature power spectrum has a pivot, has the peak at a slightly larger value than the k values, than the wave numbers that are fitted in the nanograph data is fitted. So these are the main results. And to summarize, non-standard epochs need to be checked um, because they affect the total PBH abundance, and a rigorous comment can be made with better knowledge of the critical density contrast and its dependence on W. And a combined phenomenology of primordial black holes and gravitational waves is an important tool actually to probe not only the smaller scales of inflation but also of the equation of state of primordial dark ages. And a nanograph result can be explained in certain non-standard cases. And although even if in future nanograph signal with their reanalysis of the correlations, they find that it's not a gravitational wave signal, even then such an exercise will be useful, looking forward to several direct detection experiments and hoping that they will have a positive detection of stochastic gravitational wave backgrounds. So I will end here and thank you for your attention.
Okay, so thank you, Sugarna, for an excellent talk. Now, regarding the chat box, Subinoy says that he has a naive question about kinetic energy domination. Yes, please, Subinoy.
Yeah, so, so the kinetic energy dominated phase you are doing, it is not during the inflation, no, because that's where you need an ultra slow roll. It is post-inflationary epoch, isn't it?
Yes. So the non-standard uh, evolutions are from the end of inflation until the beginning of Big Bang nucleosynthesis at the largest.
So what is the actual equation of state you required? It needs to go be above 1/3 to get the non-standard thing in the PBH formation. Yeah, that I just wanted to know.
Yeah. So typically, if it is larger than 1/3, the equation of state is larger than 1/3, delta C decreases. So therefore, much more, it is more possible for typical fluctuations to collapse. So it is possible in that direction. It is also possible to go lower than 1/3 and achieve that. However, at W equal to 0, this expression actually fails. So it is not consistent with exact matter domination. But yeah, W less than 1/3 also works.
And the scale is 10 to the power 6 or 10 to the power 12. That this one you are doing 10 to the megaparsec.
So this is our choice of scales. I have chosen two mass ranges of interest, and that leads me to choosing 10 to the power 6 megaparsec inverse for solar masses, whereas 10 to the power 12 megaparsec inverse is required to have a PBH in this open window of observations.
Thanks.
Okay, so we can take one more question, and this is from RK Jain. I think this is Rajiv, right? So Rajiv, if you want, if you can ask the question yourself, or I can also read out.
Yeah, I just want to know what kind of fluid will lead to this W equal to 1/9 that you mentioned.
Yes. Okay. So this is a choice. This was a convenient choice for us because the kernels are easier to calculate analytically for this value of W. But this can be motivated uh, in a slow reheating epoch where the equation of state will gradually change from 0 to 1/3. It can also be a later modulus reheating in case of string inspired scenarios like Kähler-Modulo inflation. So we are still investigating these things, and we hope to have an analysis with all, like a continuous variation in W. This is a typical value that is picked up just because of convenient in calculations.
Okay.
Okay, so Sukarna, so if I understood you correctly, I mean, you were trying to assume an equation of state which is pretty close to zero, but I mean,
Yes.
is it so?
Yes, we wanted to explore something
Okay.
which is less than 1/3. So
Yeah, of course.
for this value, it is easier to calculate the kernels, integration kernels that will go into the
Analytically,
calculation.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Okay. So thank you very much. I see no more question over here. So let's thank the speaker once again. And let's move on to the next talk.